Give me a minute and let's talk a little bit about the situation in Russia. Here's the first thing that you gotta understand. Soviet city planners didn't design buildings that had boilers in them. No. The town of Podilsk, that has 150,000 residents, has a single boiler that heats the whole town. Apartments don't have thermostats in them. I have often complained of this in my lives, right? My feet feel like they're frozen blocks. Soviet city planning sucks. And it's a bad idea because when the heat goes out, it goes out for almost everybody. And that's exactly what happened in the town of Podilsk. You got 149,000 people. Half of them are without heat. And the temperature is minus 20 Celsius. Now, we've been seeing pictures like this and video like this from Astra for the last couple weeks because the first power outages and the first heat outages started happening on December 29th, which was, by the way, I would point out, the day that Russia spent $1.2 billion to fire missiles here at Ukraine, but back home, nobody's got fucking heat because the pipes in all this central heating bullshit setup are 50 to 90 years old. And the people at the top are stealing everything. Now, I keep saying that. What's my proof? Well, according to this article in the Euromaidan Press, oh no, I'm sorry, this is from Radio Free Europe. Sorry, this is Radio Free Europe. According to this article, 3 people have been arrested from the Klimovsk Specialized Ammunition Plant. Now, wait a minute. The Specialized Ammunition Plant, what do they have to do with heating? They own the boiler in the town. They own the boiler. And you know what they're being accused of? They're being accused of laundering over $1 million in heating payments to put in their own pockets. Because that's how this system over there works. We got now, well, hang on. Take a look at this. Decorated Russian Navy Captain Vladislav Shevchevich, 60 years old, froze to death in his apartment in St. Petersburg. This stuff isn't happening out in the hinterlands. This stuff isn't happening out in the country where nobody notices. This stuff is happening inside Petersburg and Moscow, as well as out in the hinterlands. You got 2 Siberian villages that have been left without electricity or heat now for almost a week. You can see these red spots all over Russia and in the Far East. Over 1 million Russians in the middle of a Russian winter in Siberia with no heat. Has nothing to do with the Ukraine war, right? The Ukrainians haven't hit the civilian infrastructure because the Ukrainians don't commit war crimes. But while Russia threatens Europe with freezing, they ignore the needs of their own infrastructure and people, and their people are freezing, literally to death. While Russia sends $1 billion worth of bombs to try to take out the infrastructure and freeze Ukrainian grandmothers in their beds, Russian grandmothers are literally freezing in their beds. This is a nightmare before God. It is the failure of the Soviet and post-Soviet Kremlin writ large. It is what happens when you let a kleptocracy, a handful of individuals, concentrate all the wealth in a nation unto themselves and steal everything from everybody else. Karma is a bitch, and the Russian people are paying the price.